Imagine if teleportation was real. One step, and you're no longer in your room. You're on the other side of the world, standing beneath the Eiffel Tower or sitting on a beach in Bali. No airplanes, no traffic, no waiting. Just instant travel. It sounds like the ultimate dream, right? But what would our world actually look like if teleportation became reality? Would it be a paradise of freedom and connection, or a chaotic mess we're not prepared for? Today, let's explore what would really happen if humans could teleport anywhere, anytime. The first thing we'd notice is how completely different our daily lives would become. Forget long commutes or waiting for the bus. Going to work would be as simple as taking a single step. Imagine waking up in New York and deciding to grab breakfast in Tokyo before heading back for a morning meeting. Vacations would never require planning or tickets. You could teleport to Rome for lunch, then watch the sunset in Hawaii, all in the same day. Families living across continents would never feel far apart again. Visiting loved ones would be effortless, no matter the distance. Emergency responders could reach disaster zones instantly, delivering medical supplies or rescuing people faster than ever before. Teleportation could save countless lives in situations where every second counts. It could revolutionize space exploration too. Instead of long, costly trips to other planets, we could explore distant worlds in the blink of an eye, or at least lay the groundwork for human colonization in ways we can't yet imagine. But these opportunities come with a price. Popular cities would become overcrowded overnight. Why live in a small town when you could instantly appear in London, Paris, or Los Angeles whenever you wanted? Landmarks, beaches, and cultural hotspots would be flooded with people, not because of tourism, but because the whole planet could show up at once. Our sense of distance, the very idea that faraway places are special, would completely vanish. Suddenly, the world would feel much smaller and maybe even a little too close for comfort. If our everyday lives would be turned upside down, then imagine what teleportation would do to entire industries. Transportation, as we know it, would collapse overnight. Airlines, car companies, even shipping and logistics would become useless when a person, or even a package, could simply appear anywhere instantly. Tourism would transform in unpredictable ways. On one hand, people could visit famous landmarks whenever they wanted. On the other hand, traditional tourism businesses, hotels, airlines, travel agencies, would vanish. Why book a week-long trip when you could teleport somewhere just for dinner and be back home before bed? Economies would shift dramatically too. Local businesses might struggle because customers could just teleport to the cheapest markets in the world. Borders and immigration laws would become meaningless, since anyone could cross into any country instantly. And while that sounds exciting, it also raises serious questions. How do governments control who comes and goes when travel is no longer something they can regulate? Diseases could spread faster than ever. A virus or bacteria could travel across the globe in seconds, making outbreaks far more difficult to control. Quarantine and isolation would almost become obsolete, except now, they might be more necessary than ever. Law enforcement would also face chaos. Criminals could disappear in the blink of an eye, crossing borders faster than any police force could react. No vault, no border, no private building could ever be truly secure. Teleportation could allow people to bypass every lock and barrier, and even the most sophisticated surveillance systems might be powerless. Entire systems of security and surveillance would have to be reinvented from scratch. All these social and economic changes sound dramatic enough, but before any of that could even happen, there's a much bigger question. How would teleportation actually work? In science fiction, it looks easy. You step into a machine, push a button, and suddenly you're somewhere else. But in reality, the science is far from simple. Right now, scientists have experimented with something called quantum teleportation. It doesn't move objects or people, but instead transfers information about particles from one place to another. Turning that into human teleportation would require an unimaginable amount of energy and technology far beyond what we have today. Then there's a philosophical question. If teleportation breaks you down into atoms in one place and rebuilds you somewhere else, is the person who arrives still the same you, or just a perfect copy? The idea challenges our very understanding of identity and consciousness. And of course, the risks are terrifying. A single error in reassembling the human body, just one atom misplaced, could be fatal. Even if it worked flawlessly, the energy required to transmit a human body's worth of data might equal more than the world currently produces in a year. Even if we somehow solved the science and could teleport safely, the world would still face some serious dangers. Accidents would become a new kind of risk. Imagine teleporting without realizing there's a wall, a tree, or even an ocean in your destination. One wrong step, and the consequences could be catastrophic. For this problem, controlled teleportation networks could become as normal as airports or subways are today. Designated teleport hubs might regulate traffic and safety, allowing us to enjoy the freedom of instant travel without complete chaos. You see, teleportation could change how we live, work, and connect with each other, turning ideas that once seemed impossible into reality. Teleportation would change everything: how we travel, how we work, even how we think about distance and time. It's exciting to imagine a world where anything is just one step away, but it's also a world filled with challenges we'd have to face carefully. Would you embrace it, taking full advantage of instant travel? Or would you hesitate, knowing that the risks might be just as big as the rewards? One thing is certain: if teleportation became real, life as we know it would never be the same. And now, we want to hear from you. What would be the first place you'd teleport to, if you could? If you enjoyed this thought experiment, don't forget to subscribe for more Imagine If scenarios. Thank you for watching.